been aware that things haven't been so great in the health department, but on the mend now, so brilliant. And I've got plenty of energy to get in the studio today, and I'm going to be finishing the dramatic sky that goes with my dragon frame. So let's do the twizzly round camera thing, and then I can show you what I'm working on. Let me just select the right one, and hopefully, yes, that's the right one. So there is the painting, and what I'm attempting to do here, just get that out of the way. I want to bring together a dramatic background to go with my dragon frame. So this frame has got this dragon sculpted onto it, so it's 3D, and it's got a castle at the other end with lots of exciting turrets, and it needs a background, but I don't want to distract too much from the sculpture, because the sculpture really is the key part of this piece of artwork. But what I'm doing is I'm using a very limited colour palette, because I want to pick out the subtle greens and golds in this dragon. It's very earthy tones, really. There's browns in there, there's golds, and there's greens. And these colours are going to be in this painting. So I'm just going to pop the frame down out the way and show you what I mean by a limited colour palette. So this is my palette. Excuse me. So I'm working with white oil paint, a very basic yellow, Windsor yellow, a yellow ochre, a blue, that's Prussian blue, and a sienna brown. So very, very limited colour palette. And today I'm going to work in the sky, and I'm using some reference material, which I've got wedged here. I'll show you this. I don't have a fancy setup, but what I have I like and works for me. So I just look, I'm not going to copy that, I'm looking for inspiration of how the rays come down through the clouds, and how the cloud, particularly here, how the cloud the sun is light there behind, then there's dark clouds over the top, and then the rays come down over the top of that. And that's what I want to capture, with then a very subtle, gentle background of sky. But I'm actually going to reverse this around a little bit, because I want to use a light background against a dark castle so that it stands out. This is called, hold on, let me just replace my precariously modified prop. Probably will crash in a minute. This effect is called chiaroscuro. So I'll just explain. So chiaroscuro is a very old master's way of painting, and it's using dark and light. So it's dark against light, light against dark, light against dark, and it's that gives the dramatic feel. You used to see it a lot with old masters like Caravaggio, and Caravaggio would paint a very, very dark background, and then he would paint the figures over the top that would be really bright, you know, almost white, luminescent, and it would give his paintings such a dramatic effect, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to fuss too much with the detail on the castle, because I want it all to be about the dragon, but I do want to really zoom in on a really good sky. And I'm tempted, I put this in a couple of weeks ago, I'm tempted to actually take that out and just maybe have something small there. This is too grand, I think. And I want to cut in around some of these shapes here, whilst I've got a wet paint for this sky. So quite happy with the rocks here, and I'm going to introduce details, but that might be for another day. So let's get going. And I will try to give you some commentary whilst trying to concentrate at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick here. I'm going to create a bit more white, because I just want it to be like really, really bright white. But I'm going to cut down the size of the bright white patch. The reason I've taken this off is because I'm going to be working up here and I want to be able to sweep up and blend away. So that's that white part there, and I'm not sure about this. I think that might detract a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure whether to have a bit more white sky showing, whether that needs to be a bit higher up, like almost there, a bit more white there, and then the rays sort of come down here across the sky, and then they land on the sea here. So rays, obviously, the sun is there, and the rays are going to be coming down that way. So if I had some there, I would have rays going that way, and there's nowhere for the ray to go. So I'm going to lose this bit. Yeah, I'm going to lose that bit. I'm actually going to take this a bit further along there. So we've got a nice, I'm using lots of white paint here, a nice run of white cloud there. Okay, now I'm going to put in the edge around this cloud. I'm actually going to work over quite a bit of this and take out a bit of green, not too much. I want a little bit more gold in there, and the sea can then be a bit more green. So I'm going to blend some lemon yellow, some yellow ochre, and a tiny bit of blue, and just try that. No, that's the wrong colour. I'm not happy with that. So out comes the trusty cloth. And the trusty cloth, well, I can leave that there. It's just an old t-shirt vest thing. As you can see, there's the straps, and it had served its purpose as a shirt, and now it makes a fantastic paintbrush cleaner. So, as in my ethos of sustainability and trying to reuse everything, trying to give everything like a bit of extra life, clothing gets used as well. So I'm actually going to a lighter yellow. And I think that's probably still going to be too yellow. So I can't get my colour vision right today. That's better. That's better. Whenever I paint clouds like this, that song, who sang it? Sunshine on a rainy day. You know, sunshine on a rainy day. Who sung that? I can't remember. But I always kind of want to sing it whenever I'm painting. Sunshine on a what could be a rainy day. I mean, there could be rain in there. So I'm now going to put some green. So that green that I mixed earlier that I didn't like goes there. This will all be blended in. Just dab more blue. Then we get into the dark colours. So I'm now going to use some blue and some brown. Sometimes I do use black, but I try when I'm making an organic scene like a sky. I like to mix my own greys and blacks. That's nice. That's nice. So let's test that out. Yeah, that's a nice dark colour. I want to get this bit done first because I want to pop that bit. I want to pop this bit back down so that the canvas doesn't wiggle or move around. As this is a fantasy painting, I can get away with the colours being a bit more, I don't know, over the top, I suppose. Just dropping in some more brown into that grey. You see the canvas is shifting, it's annoying. But I need to be able to blend, so I've just got to live with that. Right, I'm going to do some blending now, so I can pop that. I can pop this back on. So let's just hold it steady. So the method I'm going to use for this is spare cloth. This is just a cloth to clean the brush on, and get that out of the way. I'm going to take the white and just pull it up. Pull it up and out. This is the same technique that I use when I paint my auroras. So now I'm just going to blend, gently blend the edges. Of that. We'll change it to a different brush. There's some brush hairs in there, you see. So this is looking nicer now. I like that there, actually like how I've pulled out the colour. Oh, this is nice. That is a cat hair. Thank you, Dennis. Little love, he gets himself involved in the paintings. Oh, this is really nice. I'm really pleased with this now. want a spot more white there. Just need a dash more paint there, and then in there. I'm just taking out any of the brush strokes where I use this brush to pull the paint out. And just popping it back in, that whiteness. Need a little bit there too. Right, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there and put this bit down. I'm just going to take a step back now so I can see how it's going. Yeah, that's quite dramatic. So I don't want to interfere with this bit anymore. So just going to pop that in there. I think that's about right. And now I'm going to work on this section. So I like the light that's coming down here. I probably will bring some more rays through this whole thing. And I like this light here. So I'm going to bring this dark over here, a little bit there, and then the same over here. So I'm mixing in some linseed oil, and that just gives me a lot more flow. What I also like to do with my paintings is I like to pull in some darker colours at the corners. It's almost like it's like a vignette, you know, like that dramatic, again, a dramatic technique where it draws the focal point in. So now I'm going to go, I'm going to bring in some different layers of different clouds and eventually going across nice and flat. And then I'm going to go over the sea and make these lines, well, just different. Just different. I can't explain it really, but different how they are now. So I need to change brushes to a nice clean brush, and I'm going to be putting in some of these lighter colours, and then I'll blend them as we go further down. So again, I'm using some white, mixing some yellow in there, quite a bit of yellow actually, some yellow ochre because it's a nice warm yellow, and then just a dot or two of blue. Let's test that colour. That's too light. So I'm going to add a bit more blue. Test that colour. Yeah. Oh, it's really like otherworldly, isn't it? And then I'm going to start adding quite a bit of white there. I mean, that looked nice with a bit of brightness there, so I'm just going to put that back in. And then I need to mix up a nice solid grey. How many shades of grey are there? More than 50, don't believe the books. That's nice. That's a nice grey, that is. Now I'm going to put a wee bit more brown in there. And then as we come further down, dropping in some yellow. just to give it a bit of a greener glow. I'm going to paint these details of the castle in again, so it doesn't matter if I go over this part. And I wanted to paint this bit out anyway. To paint out, you need, a bit like decorating, and if you've got a dark colour on a wall, you need quite a bit of light to cover it. So now I can start to come lighter as we get towards that horizon. I'm going to need some more white. I always buy a big tube of white paint because I use a lot of it. See, when you're doing clouds, you've got to get the multi-directional brush strokes, like these ones, will be top of the sky. But as you come further to the horizon, the detail that the eye can see becomes less. Everything goes into the distance, so you need to then have, you know, a nice flat horizon line. Just testing out a different grey. Just want a bit more green in there. Yeah, that's better. That is better. But again, see, I'm just going over the castle lightly, and then I'll paint back in over the top. And it's just to make sure that the colours are all the same across the painting. Like the colours in that archway, you need to be able to see behind it. Now I need to do a bit of blending and then see where I need to adjust the colours. So this is just a case of taking a soft bristled brush and just gently blending the colours together. I think I need a bit more dark, maybe. A bit more dark across there. And a bit more light there. Stand back and look. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and work on it a little bit more myself, and I will show you the finished piece when I've done.